Welcome back. Let's continue. Looking at the concept map, our algebraic expressions, we have divided them into three sections. First would be rules and laws. The second part would be addition and subtraction of expressions and simplifying expressions using all four operations. So let's start with the rules and laws. When we have been given x squared and x squared, the answer is 2x squared because these are like terms. A plus B equals to B plus A. That is commutative law, something that we did previously. And the next law is distributive law, which states that the term outside the bracket must be multiplied with every term inside the bracket. So negative x multiplied by 3x then gives us negative 3x squared, and negative x plus 1 gives us negative x. Then the next part is substitution. Question would be, if x equals to negative 2, then negative x squared minus x will be equals to negative. In brackets, we have negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 representing x squared, and then minus negative 2, which is the x. Then negative 2 and multiplied by negative 2 would give us positive 4, and that positive 4 multiplied by negative 1 of this, the negative outside the term would then be negative 4. Then negative multiplied by negative would be positive, and that would give us minus 4 plus 2, so our answer is negative 2. Let's look at a question in this section. Write down the constant term of the expression. The expression is negative 36 minus 6x plus 3x cubed minus 12x squared. We are to write down the constant term of that expression. And what is the constant term there? The term that we would have as an answer, our term is negative 36. That is the constant term. Second question is, what is the value of the expression, same expression, where when x is equals to 1? So in the place of x, we are now supposed to substitute with 1. The expression as it stands is negative 36. 6 in the place of x, I now substitute with 1, plus 3x, let me write that properly, plus 3x cubed, so it would be 1 cubed, minus 12 1 squared, and that would give us negative 36. Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6, and then plus 3 multiplied by 1 cubed. 1 cubed is 1 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1. That's the representation of a cube, so it would be 1 times 3, which is 3, and then minus 12 times 1 squared. 1 times 1 is 1, so that would give us 12. So negative 6 minus 6 would be negative 42, plus 3 would be negative 39, minus 12, which would be negative 51. So that is that. Let's then move to the next part of our concept map, which is now add and subtract expressions. Now that we are dealing with expressions, expressions would come in. Let's look at the first question. Add these expressions. We have an expression there which is a trinomial and another one which is a trinomial. We are to add them together. So let's write them as they are. It would be 7xy minus 6x plus 5y now we are to add that expression, which would be negative 2y plus 8x minus 4xy. I'm putting that in brackets because I need to resolve the signs between what is to be added to that. So the signs would then be xy minus 6x plus 5y. Remember, we put the second expression in brackets because there is a negative and a positive sign that are close to one another, and therefore we need to multiply the positive sign with negative 2y, which would give us negative 2y, and then that plus sign and the 8x would give us 8x. It remains as it is, and that plus sign and multiplied by negative 4xy would remain negative 4xy. And then we look at the like terms. Our like terms would be 7xy and negative 4xy. We look at the next set, which is x and x, so it would be negative 6x and positive 8x. We look at the last set, which is now the y and the y, and that would be positive 5y and negative 2y. Now let's look at it. We have to look at these two terms. 7xy minus 4xy would be 3xy, and then the next set would be negative 6x plus 8x would be positive 2x, and then the last ones would be positive 5y minus 2y would be positive 3y. So that then is our answer. Let's look at the next question as we add like terms. Question says, add the following expression. We have a trinomial there, and a trinomial there, and a trinomial there. They are separated by a semicolon. So we now can use those as, we can now write this in a mathematical way, which would be 2ab minus 3bc minus 2cd. We are adding, so we add 4bc plus cd minus 5ab plus negative 6bc, because there are two signs there that need to be acknowledged, that we are adding a negative sign, and then plus 3ab plus cd. Then the next step then would be, we resolve that bracket, so it would be 2ab minus 3bc minus 2cd plus 4bc plus cd minus 5ab plus a negative number, so that would be negative 6bc plus 3ab plus cd. We look for like terms. I have ab and ab and ab. So collect them. We have 2ab minus 5ab plus 3ab. And then I have BC, BC, and BC. So that's negative 3BC and plus 4BC minus 6BC. And then I have CD, I have CD, and I have CD. So that would be minus 2CD plus CD plus CD. Now let's deal with these ones that are common. AB, 2 minus 5 plus 3. That would give us 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So there will be no AB. Then the next one is BC, minus 3BC plus 4BC gives us 1BC. 1BC minus 6 is negative 5BC. And then negative 2CD plus CD and plus 1 CD, sorry, and plus 1 CD. That would mean those would eliminate and give us 0. And the answer for the expression is negative 5b. Then let's subtract like terms. In question 3, we are to subtract that expression from that one. The key word there is from. When you read that expression, you will notice that where it says from, that part must go first. So it would be 2a squared plus 6a minus 3 minus. Then we put the next expression, 3a squared minus 5a plus 6. We put that in brackets so that you'll remember what it is that you're subtracting. Then the next step would be 2a squared plus 6a minus 3. We deal with the bracket. Now we are removing the bracket. There is a 1 there. As you said, mathematically we don't write it, but it exists, and we have to consider it when we calculate. So negative 1 multiplied by 3a squared is negative 3a squared. Negative 1 multiplied by negative 5a is positive 5a. Negative 1 multiplied by positive 6 is negative 6. Now we can look for our like terms. There's a squared there, there's a squared there. So it would be 2a squared minus 3a squared. Then the a's together would be plus 6a plus 5a. And the constant terms are negative 3 and negative 6. Now let's add up the like terms. 2a squared minus 3a squared equals to negative a squared. 6a plus 5a is positive 11a. And negative 3 subtract 6 would then be negative 9. That is then the final answer. At this stage, let's stop and go for a break. See you soon.